Hi everybody, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. Sorry, we're doing the humid hair today. Okay, so let me give you guys a little background information about what is going on in this garden. Been a crazy August. Been taken off to help out with a friend of mine. Haven't been coming out to the garden that much, been raining every day. I've got other projects going on, so I kind of let an entire week go by without harvesting any vegetables. Well, today is my birthday and my mother's, and I realized when I got back home after being with my family that my garden had tremendous produce in it, and I had not been out here harvesting. So I invited my husband to come out and give me a hand, and I'm going to show you guys why it is so important to harvest your vegetables regularly. Now, a little back information on that, and my dad taught me this: the more you pick, the more it produces, okay? But the longer that you leave it on there, the higher chance it's going to begin to rot. The plant's going to slow down producing for you. You're going to notice bug attacks. So you want to get your produce off the plants, into your house, into your cooler, out to your customers, whatever you're going to do with it. You need to get that done. So we're going to show you how much produce this little bit, the whole garden, all the way to what's toward behind me, is a 1/4 acre. And obviously we only have a third of that actually with plants right now. We're fixing to do the area that was covered in the black tarp that you just saw, and the white tarp. That's going to be okra, cantaloupe, pumpkin, all of that's going out there. We have more tomatoes seeded up. But let me show you the craziness going on in this little bit of garden and why it's so important to consistently get your produce out of the garden. You can leave little stems on them and it'll hurt. So what you doing today, Steve?
Working in the garden.
Don't you love to work in the garden?
Send me back to work.
You start to see this kind of stuff. All right, so there's obviously a hornworm on this plant that I am not seeing because I see the poop everywhere. Oh, this may be the one I picked off and threw to the chickens the other day. You see him?
Not a shit poo.
So yeah, I see the poo too, but I'm not seeing the worm. So this must have been the one.
No, I see the worm.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Holy cow.
Is he huge?
He's huge.
See guys, this is what happens when you go a whole week. Wow! Look at that nonsense. Look at that nonsense. Just leave him for a second. Look at that. Now, you know what I'm telling you guys, I keep telling you, it is so easy to know that they're there because look at this. Look at all this. You see all this? That's his poo. So when I saw it, I'm like, I'm missing one. So this will be the third one that I have found. And look what's happening. You see all this? Look at all this. So all of this is gonna have to be picked, thrown to the chickens, and they're gonna love this guy. So let's clip it off and take it to the chicken coop. So that is a tomato hornworm.
All the bell pepper?
Oh yeah, they're all in the same family of plant. So look at the bell pepper above it. Like guys, they eat everything. So much like kids, dinner on a stick. Chicks. It's kind of your chicken's favorite thing. Look at that, guys. Nobody sees the big fat worm. Oh, you see the big fat worm. Come on, ladies. Come on. Chick. It's been really raining a lot. I'm going to have to get a lot of deep mulch put into this pen for these ladies. All right, if you continue to miss, you're going to see where the rodents, the rabbits, things like that have gotten in. Now, my dogs do a great job, guys, keeping out deer and a lot of rabbits out of my garden.
But they run my deer hunting.
He runs Steven's deer hunting for sure. But then I noticed this the other day. So I am getting a rabbit that likes to come in and use the bathroom in this area. Okay? You see all that? I mean, not that I mind. I put rabbit poop in my garden. But on the plants that are closer to the ground, they get in here, and when they really don't like unripe fruit and vegetables. So if you can't get to it before they get to it, you're just in trouble. Now that one's got a little hole in it, so I make a little pile like that, and then I take all that back to the chicken coop. Zero food waste farm. Everything in this farm goes to something else. It's like a consistent, beautiful cycle of nutrients. You see what I'm saying? I mean, just missed it for a couple of days. I was just really busy this week. And it looks like I'm going to have made a big mistake, because when you begin to miss these ripe and ready fruits and vegetables, look, if you're not going to take it, something else is. It's called a cycle of life. Another reason to make sure you get out in your garden, get your produce picked. Then you have this bell pepper that was probably ready to be picked. I missed it. Some kind of insect or whatever got into it, and now it's just hanging there. Make another pile over there. On the other side, that's beautiful. So, we appreciate you guys watching. Oops, look at that. This is probably the worst I've ever been hit by insect and bugs. And again, like I said, it's my fault. I haven't had a chance to get out here. I'm not really worried about the weeds. I told you guys I'm going to tarp this area. But my plants are just being hammered by this constant rain in this new garden. Yeah. I mean, I can hear it sloshing underneath my boots as I'm walking. It's making it very hard for these plants to pull nutrients out of the soil. Now you can tell, I mean, that's obvious, right? Not a leaf left on it. All right. It's actually kind of pretty. It's like wormwort. Not a leaf left for these little guys. So this is what tomato hornworms will do to anything in the same family as tomatoes. That is bell pepper, jalapeno, banana, habanero pepper plants. They're all the same family, guys. Just like your squash, zucchini, pumpkin, cucumber, they're all the same family. That's why pests tend to stay in families, and why they encourage you, when you look at certain people's YouTubes, you look up things from the USDA and RCS, they encourage crop rotation and going and periodically putting in a different family crop in between a whole row. So right here I have a whole row of bell peppers and hot peppers. In this one tiny row right here, we found three hornworms in a row, which means when the moth came in and was laying her eggs, I made it easy for her. Had I had time and the knowledge beforehand, because I always say hindsight is 20/20, I could have planted a couple of, say, bell pepper, and then maybe some basil, some peppermint, some dill, some flowering plants, and then going back to putting in my peppers. And that's what we'll have to do next year, because we are organic and regenerative. So I'm not going to use any pesticides. Why? Because I know my birds come and pick a lot of these up too. So this year altogether, I've only ever found 5 tomato hornworms in this entire garden. 3 of them were today. So let me tell you real quick some of the things I'm going to do to help remedy what is going on in this garden, especially with the tomatoes. I have a 2-gallon sprayer right here, and inside of this is 16 ounces, so that is 8 ounces to 1 gallon of Organics Omri certified spray. And I'll have to look it up and put the link for you guys if you're interested in getting this. Basically what it is it is full of good bacteria. Now that good bacteria is going to help combat some of what's going on, because these starts, well, they're full-size plants now, but when they were starts, we actually sprayed them with the Organics when they were little. So they're going to respond to that. I spray all my transplants with it. And I do it several times throughout the growth season, because I know that my soil is deficient. Like I told you guys before, first year market garden, first season, first year market garden. So I'm going to get out there, I'm going to spray every single plant. If you guys really want to see how jerky my tomatoes are, there's probably 30 plants piled up right there that need to go and be burned. My husband is currently out there for the ones that are surviving and thriving, using the clipper that we have. It's like a tape dispenser with staples, and you just clip up. We have a short on it. You're welcome to go and look for that and see him use it. I don't want to get a copyright claim. I get a lot of those because I try to show you everything I'm doing, and then they copyright claim me. So now I have to be just kind of generic or say the word, and you're going to have to go look it up yourself. Thanks, YouTube, for making it that much harder to show people how to do this. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray everything that's going to help with some of this yellowing. It's going to help with some of the diseases and the issues going on with the tomatoes. It's going to basically put a body armor on all of the plants and help them fight some of these pest attacks that we're beginning to really see. Now that it's August 20th, 2022, we're really pushing into a very humid, very humid, very hot summer in South Louisiana, where we're getting tremendous amounts of rain. We're a clay soil, a very compacted clay soil in most of the state. Makes it very difficult to really get a garden started. We are not tilling because we have a no-till video out that explains to you why you should not till. I understand if you are. If you continue, that is completely up to you. I tell you, work with whatever you've got. I had no tractor, really. I had a tiller somebody had given me. It didn't work that well. I tried one tiny row and was like, never again. So this is how I chose to garden. I work with the USDA NRCS Campty Field of Dreams and a 3-year scholarship on soil health, on market garden yield, all completely organic and regenerative. So you guys, we really appreciate you watching. We appreciate you rowing in our boat. We ask that if you have not subscribed, please do so. We have a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers by September 1st. And I honestly believe that we can do that. So we appreciate it. We thank you for letting us row in your boat. And we ask that you just join our team. You got it done? Hold up your little tool real quick. Maybe they won't catch it on YouTube. Okay, that's it. If I go longer than that, they're going to copyright claim the whole video. That tool, you can use it to hook your tomatoes up your trellis. Because I want them to see what you're working with. But I don't want to get a copyright claim. Let's see if it works. I'm all about the science.
All right, our fig trees. This is a LSU purple fig tree. We planted it last year from a little root, and it just sprung up to this high. We got our second one right here. This is a cutting off of probably about a 100-year-old.
Yeah.
I know my grandma had it on her place, and we got a cutting on after she passed away, and then my aunts and them started growing them, cutting and all that. So now that's a 1-year-old. It's a 2-year-old.
Yeah, it's just taking a little bit longer to get up.
But needless to say, I got a fig.
Yeah, it's coming on.
I got 3 figs on this one. I think there's 5 or 6 figs on that one.
Now this is bee balm right here, guys. We threw some bee balm in the yard this year. Great for making teas.
Purple LSU fig tree. This is a tree that Samantha's father gave her for her birthday.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And it was not no bigger than that very first one. I mean the second one there. And if you look close, it is loaded with figs already.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. I've been getting into this fig tree every time I'm out here cutting grass. I come over and I'm like a little kid. I'm like, is there a ripe fig here? Because I'm determined.
There's no ripe figs yet.
No, yeah, there were. I ate them. And they were fantastic. I didn't tell you, I didn't share, and that's why I didn't tell you. You are going to see things like this, very easy to fix. Watch. Take it off.
It's a big tree, it ain't going to hurt it.
Yeah. Well, you don't want disease to ravage your tree, but like that, you just take it and you throw it off. Don't put it back on the ground. And I just want to point out, guys, how well trained this German Shepherd is. You see how calm he is? Look what he's looking at. My neighbor's dogs. But look at that. Good boy, Hammer. Who's a good boy? He hasn't growled. He hasn't barked. He hasn't responded because they're not a threat, and he knows it. You're not a threat until I tell him that you're a threat. then there's a different dog there. train your dogs. They're your best defense. An untrained dog is a predator to your livestock and to other people. Thank you. Doing a little pruning on the fig tree. So we just wanted to leave you guys with like a positive, kind of a positive note here at Starkey Farmstead before we turn the camera off. I told my husband, I hate for them to all leave thinking my garden's just a complete and total hot mess. Hopefully this will leave them knowing that we are doing something right, but we're mending the soil. So you guys have a blessed night. Thanks for watching with us. Have a blessed day. Talk to you guys later. Mom, if you're watching this, happy 79th birthday. And I love sharing my birthday with you. God bless you guys.